Hey guys, my name is Hope and I am here to tell you about my BBL nightmare experience. I went to Seduction Cosmetics in Miami, Florida with Dr. James Mcadoo. Now, when I had found this doctor, I thought, oh my god, he is great. Wow, he's done multiple girls. Oh my god, he's done this, and I think that I could get the best ass that I want pretty much from this guy. So here's his Instagram right here. Right, so he looks good, right? He looks legit? No. Girls, let me tell you, do not go to Dr. James Mcadoo. I repeat you, do not even go to Seduction's Cosmetics. They're so money hungry, it's crazy. I paid literally $100 to $500 a day just to get my surgery paid off. Like, I just wanted it done, and I wanted it done now. Like, I literally thought of the idea, found a doctor. Within 4 months of finding the doctor, I had it completely paid off. I booked my ticket, and I was ready to go. I was determined to get this surgery for myself because I wanted it so bad. I wanted to feel confident in my own body. I wanted to feel good. I wanted a better figure. I wanted to look more proportioned. I am naturally big-breasted, so a lot of my body looks unproportioned. Like, I have big thighs. I didn't have a big butt. So you know what? I thought, why not? Let's get an hourglass. Let's get a butt. Let's do it. No. Like I said, let's do it, right? Girls, I booked that flight, and it was October 22nd, the day after my birthday. I booked that flight to go. It was like a birthday present to myself, pretty much. Yeah, I booked it, and I got on the plane. I was so excited. I arrived in Miami super early, and the Seduction Cosmetics had a shuttle pick me up to bring me to the recovery house. That first day, I had my pre-op. I met with the doctors. I met with the nurses. I met everybody. All right, I was ready to go. Okay, let's get to the story. I arrived there. Everything was ready to go. I got into the recovery house. I unpacked. So they call me back to the clinic. So I go back to Seduction Cosmetics in Adventura in Miami, Florida. And they tell me pretty much, we're sorry, but you didn't make all your payments. I was like, what? I made all my payments. I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have flew here all the way from Sacramento, California if I didn't make all my payments. They said, yeah, we're sorry. We're looking through the paperwork, and they're looking through the paperwork. You didn't make all your payments. So at that point, I quickly text the person I've been making my payments to and was like, look, I'm here, and they're saying I didn't make all my payments. Where the hell did my money go? Right. Where did it go? So luckily, I paid with the debit card every time I made a payment, which is good. So I had all my bank statements. I had to pull up all my bank statements and pretty much calculate all the money that I had sent them. Mind you, it's the day before my surgery. Literally, the night before. I had to go into my surgery the next morning at like 4 a.m. Like, what do you mean you didn't get all my payments? Like, where the heck did my money go? I was stressed. I was upset. I was distraught. I was nervous. I was scared. I was there all by myself, all the way in Miami, Florida. I was like, where did my money go? Did somebody steal it? So after I had asked, did somebody steal it? Because this is wrong. I thought to myself, like, wow, I am so happy I paid with my debit card every time because I had proof that I paid. So I text the person. This was my phone at the time. I had texted my coordinator and I said, they're saying all my payments are gone. My coordinator says, no, that's not right. You made all your payments. Well, on the computer, it says it's all gone. So they're like, okay, just go through all your bank statements and let's count it. Okay, so that's what we did. All right, I showed proof. I made all the payments. Everything was good. Went back to the recovery house. I got ready for surgery the next morning. I went to sleep. But I was so nervous. Like, I was so nervous. They wake me up at 2:30 in the morning to start getting ready for the surgery. So the bus comes around 3:34, I believe. I'm not too sure. I can't remember exact, but it was so early. It was still dark outside. They take me to the clinic. Okay. I get to the clinic. They ask me, do you have duct tape? Duct tape? Do you have a cot? A cot? The cot is so I can cut out the bottom part and so I can lay and sleep. It was unnecessary. I didn't even use it. It was such a waste of money. Okay. I went there to the clinic early. It was still dark outside. And I only brought cash. Wow. So they send me to Walmart at that time in the morning. I'm stressed. They're not going to do my surgery until I have this stuff. I walked in Miami, Florida. I think it might have been 4 something in the morning. It was dark with no car. I walked to the bank like 3 miles. Early in the morning, in the dark, people are honking at me. People are following me. A whole man followed me all the way to the bank. Luckily, I just jumped on the phone and called my mom super quick. I had to put money in my card to call a Lyft. Okay. Mind you, I'm calling my mom super early. There's a time difference. So my mom's still sleeping. She answers in a panic, like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, there's just this guy following me. She's like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I'm hundreds of miles away. Exactly, Mom. Just stay on the phone with me while I wait for my Lyft. The Lyft arrives. I get to Walmart. I get the stuff that I need. I lift back to the place where I'm getting my surgery done, Seduction Cosmetics. All right, it's time to get prepped. They prep me. They put an IV. They put me in this room all by myself. Early in the morning, there was another girl with me. She was supposed to get her surgery around the same time as me. So they're prepping her also. They separate us in the rooms, side by side. I'm sitting in the room, ready to go. They're like, all right, you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. As ready as I'm ever going to be, right? I mean, how ready could you possibly be? Anything can possibly go wrong during surgery, especially a surgery that is so much on your body. I walk myself to the surgery room. I was so nervous. Oh my God, I'm looking around at all the lights, all the stuff. I start to have a panic attack. I can't breathe. Luckily, I have my inhaler. I took my inhaler. The person comes in and he's talking to me. He's like, all right, I'm going to give you something to relax. I'm like, all right. Next thing I know, I'm out. And when I woke up, let me tell you, I was in pain. Not in pain in my butt, not in pain in my stomach. I was in pain here in my chest. I'm gonna put a picture right up here of how bruised I was. Like, oh my God, I was so bruised in my chest. I couldn't understand why I was in so much pain there. I was crying. I was screaming. They put me in a room and shut the door. Like they didn't want to hear me. I was asking for water. I was asking for help. I was asking for someone to tell me why my boobs were hurting this bad. No one came. I was in a white room. All white room by myself. I was so scared at that point. I didn't know what was wrong. And I was so thirsty. Finally, they said, your shuttle to your recovery house is here. Yay. I go outside and it's so bright outside. I asked what time it is. At that time, it was 10 a.m. Oh my God, how long was I out for? Is being asleep that long okay? No, it's not. You're supposed to wake up like an hour after, sometimes less, after surgery. But at that point, I had nobody there. I was all by myself. So they take me to the recovery house. Everything was okay. The pain was finally starting to settle. I was feeling okay. The guy that was driving the shuttle was super cool. Like, got to be the coolest one out of the whole, like, experience. He gave me water. Like, I was thirsty. We were all thirsty. There was, like, 4 other girls that were in the shuttle with me. It was crazy because another girl had her surgery at the exact same time as me. So as they were putting me to sleep, he was doing surgery on her and then switched. And one of the nurses actually said, like, wow, like, he went in on you. Like, he, like, really took a lot out and was rough. He was rough. Dr. Mcadoo is known to be rough. I think that the whole, like, waking up part, I was starting to understand why I woke up in so much pain. I get to the recovery house right after my surgery, and I'm walking because they're telling me, you know, like, walk around, keep walking around, it's gonna make you feel better. So I'm doing laps around the table. They feed you pretty good food, I'm not gonna lie. I was starting to get a fever. I was starting to feel faint. I was starting to feel sick. I was starting to feel like my heart was gonna beat out of my chest. Girls, that's not okay. I asked to go to the hospital multiple times. I said, something's not right. They're like, you're fine. I'm like, I'm not fine. I pretty much text the house manager and I told her, I'm gonna lift to the hospital if you guys don't take me. They're like, okay, we'll take you. They didn't take me. The nurse came in and shoved vegetable oil. I repeat, vegetable oil down my throat. Instantly, that made me stressed, tired, overwhelmed, scared. I passed out. I took a nap. And when I woke up, I felt worse. They were like, okay, we'll take you. They took me to an urgent care. I asked to go to the ER. The urgent care took me in right away. They took my temperature. I had a fever. They're like, what are you doing here? What can we do for you? I said, I don't feel good. Something's wrong. I just had cosmetic surgery. I got the BBL with Dr. Mcadoo Seduction Cosmetics. They're like, oh my God, like, you need to go to an emergency room. I was like, I know. But they just dropped me literally at your guys' front door. Somebody please take me. I'm gonna faint. Something's wrong. They quickly called the ambulance and they took me to the hospital. The hospital couldn't figure out why my heartbeat was beating so fast. Like, they couldn't get it down. So they had somebody watching my heartbeat. I needed a blood transfusion because the surgery had took too much out of me. Yeah, I was there. After they were like, you need a blood transfusion, at that point I was like, all right, I need to get my husband here. He needs to get on a plane. He needs to fly here and be with me. He literally jumped on a plane, flew to Miami from Sacramento, California, to be with me at that time. That time I was in the hospital 2 days at that point, so he had got there right before they gave me a blood transfusion. I was so scared because blood transfusions can go either way, good or bad. Sometimes bodies don't take the blood and it can be really bad. So he arrives and he's there with me. I'm now in the hospital 3 days. I'm telling the recovery house, like, hey, I'm gonna come back. They're gonna release me now that they're saying everything's okay. Mind you, I hadn't been at the recovery house for 3 days. So I paid for those 3 days to be at the recovery house. They cleared me to go home the next day. The next day after the hospital. The hospital told me to go back to the recovery house and rest up because you're not okay to fly. Hours. The recovery house cleared me to go home. So, mind you, I didn't get a refund for those 3 days that I wasn't there. They never refunded me my money. Mind you, they told me I can get on a plane to go home. So I get on that plane to come home and I instantly go to the hospital when I arrive home because I'm not doing good. I ended up in the hospital too, right after. I did end up in the hospital right after I arrived back home in Sacramento, California, but a part of me was so relieved to be here, around people that I love and know, around doctors that I know and will take care of me. I went to UC Davis multiple times and they took really good care of me. So 3 years later today, I feel so disappointed in my body and how it turned out. My confidence is no good. When I look at my body, I'm so disappointed. I'm so angry with Seduction Cosmetics on how they treated me. I'm so angry with Dr. James Mcadoo on how he botched me. My butt looks like a square. If I can show you guys a picture, I would, but I don't want this video taken down. I left reviews for Seduction Cosmetics and I'm going to leave it right up here and a link right at the bottom for you to read the reviews. And just beware of this place, guys, because it sucks. I spent money that I didn't have. I worked for money that I didn't have to do this for myself. And at the end, it didn't even turn out the way I was hoping and praying and really excited for. It ruined me. I gained all the weight back that I had before because I was so depressed on how my body turned out. I'm just so sad at this point. I don't even know what to say. I just know that I wanted to make this video because it's been something that's been bothering me for a very long time. Just please don't go to Seduction Cosmetics. They're no good. They're money hungry and they'll just take your money. They will not refund anything that they said they're going to refund. Don't go to Dr. James Mcadoo. He will botch you. And if he doesn't, you're one lucky girl. He has deaths on his name. It's dangerous. He is dangerous. He does have his own practice now, so just beware of that. Yeah, I am not going to keep rambling on. I just wanted everybody to know how bad my experience was. So if you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will be back with more videos. So I don't want you to miss out. Thank you. Bye.